Ladies and gentlemen, I understand the jury has reached a verdict. Verdict form for count 1 of the indictment reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson Sr. as charged in the first count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 2 of the indictment reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Marissa Williams as charged in the second count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 3 reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Hollis Seals as charged in the third count of the indictment. Verdict form for count 4 reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Shindri Roberson as charged in the fourth count of the indictment. Verdict form for count 5 reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson Jr. II as charged in the fifth count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 6 reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree of Samario Dotson as charged in the sixth count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 7 of the indictment reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of attempted murder in the first degree of Cedric Dotson as charged in the seventh count of the indictment. The verdict form for count 8 of the indictment reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of attempted murder in the first degree of Sanaya Dotson as charged in the eighth count of the indictment. And the verdict form for count 9 reads, we, the jury, find the defendant guilty of attempted murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson Jr. as charged in the ninth count of the indictment. The court will accept the verdict of the jury. Mr. Dotson, if you would stand, please. Mr. Jesse Dotson, after a trial by a jury of your peers, jury having found you guilty of murder in the first degree of Cecil Dotson, Marissa Williams, Hollis Seals, Shindri Roberson, Cecil Dotson Jr. II, and Samario Dotson. As a judgment of this court, you be convicted of that offense. We will go forward with the second portion of this trial immediately following these proceedings. And with regard to Cedric Dotson, Sanaya Dotson, and Cecil Dotson Jr., the jury having found you guilty of attempted murder in the first degree, it's a judgment of this court you be convicted of those offenses. I will schedule those matters for a sentencing hearing. The court finds as a 13th juror that it agrees with the verdicts of the jury at this point, up to this point, that those verdicts are based upon the law and the evidence, and again, as a 13th juror, I would concur in those verdicts. All right, sir, you may be seated. It's my intent to begin the second phase, I think, in the morning. I think everybody needs a chance to get all their issues together, and we should be ready to proceed first thing in the morning. So I'm going to send the jury out for the evening.